It's called Story Time with Phil, and this time Phil Mickelson told one that officials at Augusta National Golf Club, they might not appreciate. Mickelson created another controversy Thursday by posting a video in which the live golfer admits to stealing a sign at the Masters in 2004 so he could continue a drill he used on the East Range at Augusta National, one he believed helped him win that year.
Hey everyone, welcome to Story Time with Phil. I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to take you back 20 years to the Masters of 2004, my first major win. And just prior to that, I started working with Dave Pells, and we would do a towel drill where I would lay towels down at specific yardages all the way up to 175 yards. I'd hit those shots over and over to build a reference point. And I ended up winning the Amex, my first tournament since I started doing this. And then I went into Augusta with a lot of momentum. And the week of the Masters, I wanted to continue doing this. And so there was an East Range and a West Range, totally different range than what we have now. And so as you're looking out at the club down Magnolia Lane, the left side, the west side was for the driving range. And then the right was just this big open field with a chipping green over there. And I would lay the towels down and hit shots up to 160, 175 yards. And so I go on and I win the Masters. So this is kind of now my routine. And so I get there in 2005 and I show up and I'm going to go do my towel drill out on the East Range, and there's a sign there that says East Practice Range is for short game only. So I can no longer hit those shots like I was doing. So after the champions dinner, I let all the champions leave first, and I go down Magnolia Lane and I park the car and I kind of crawl under the magnolias, and I take that sign and I wiggle and I wiggle and I lift and I yank it out and I throw it into the back of my SUV. Off I go. So I show up the next morning, there's no sign there. I start hitting my shots, I do my towel drill, and I do it all week long. And so we go back and another year goes and we're 2006, and I show up and I'm going to go do my towel drill again, and there's a sign there. East Practice Range is for short game only. And so I wait till everybody leaves after the champions dinner, and I park my car over Magnolia Lane and I crawl into the magnolias and I wiggle and get this sign out and I throw it in the back of my truck and off I go. And so I show up the next day and I'm going to go do my towel drill, and there's another sign there. So it never dawned on me there are cameras everywhere, and there's some video of me crawling under these magnolias with the guy saying, "Look at this idiot, like what's he doing?"
Mickelson concludes the 2.5-minute video by making light of his gambling issues.
A lot of you might bet that that's not a true story. Now, I'm not a betting man, so I'm not going to take it, but I wouldn't do that because it's a true story.
Nice! Have you ever done anything like this? You know, years ago, I played in Stockton in a tournament. I stayed in a motel that was really grungy, right? And so there was a couple next to me arguing over and over, and they just wouldn't shut up. So I had to leave the hotel like at 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. My tournament was at 10 o'clock in the morning, and so I went to the golf course and it was closed, right? But next to it, there was a practice area, so I crawled underneath the fence and I started practicing for 3 hours because I had nothing else to do. Right? And so the general manager to Spanos, the golf course which I'm talking about in Stockton, California, he came over and he saw that I had crawled under the fence and he told me to beat it. He goes, yeah, this place is closed. And I go, bro, I'm just practicing. And he goes, yeah, beat it. And that was that. I had to leave. So, you got to do what you got to do. Practice is extremely important. You got to do it. That's it. Oh, yeah.